was my favorite show to be in is so hard for me to answer. I played a dog in Sylvia, Roxy in Chicago, Suzette in Don't Dress for Dinner, Sylvia in The Women, Blanche Dubois in A Streetcar Named Desire, Adelaide in Guys and Dolls, and Violet in 9 to 5. I just love these characters, so I love the shows. They were all wonderful shows and great productions. But since I have to pick one, I'd have to say my favorite show to be in was Guys and Dolls.
I really think that my most favorite show, after thinking about it a long time, was Sister Act, because it was so fun and the music is great and there was a great cast and a great director and it was just a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
My favorite show that I've been in has no doubt, easy question, is Noises Off. I grew up a huge fan of Noises Off. I idolized John Ritter growing up. I loved Three's Company. And so my first introduction to Noises Off was the 1992 movie adaptation of the play. And it had a star-studded cast in it, tons and tons of people. But John Ritter was the one that stood out to me because I always liked Three's Company growing up. I love silly humor like that. I love pratfalls. I love slapstick. And so that movie, I was like, man, I just want to do that. Like, I love the movie in general because it's so ingenious. But I finally had a chance a few years back to be in Noises Off, and I was able to play the John Ritter character. So no doubt about it, my favorite show that I've ever been in. It was extremely difficult. It's also the hardest show that I've ever been in. But, you know, they always say the ones that you work the hardest at are the most rewarding. And when I look back on that, we had the best time. It was an amazing cast. And I'm very, very proud of it.
My favorite show I was ever in at the Strauss was Aida. I was also in the ensemble, but I was sort of like an extra. Maura O'Connor and I were the two extras that were in just about every scene. I had so many costume changes that one was amazingly fast. I had to change just in the wings. But that show was my favorite show I was in. It had such good music and such great actors that were in it, and it was just so fun.
My favorite show to be in was probably Peter Pan, only because I got to be in it as an ensemble member, but also because that was my very first show to choreograph, and here I am years later still choreographing, so I'm very thankful for that show.
My favorite show to be in, hands down, is The Drowsy Chaperone.
Favorite show to be in was, after 20 years, there's just so many to pick from. You know, great shows had just a lot going on together that really made everything mesh. And one of those shows, out of many, Producers, was just a fantastic show to be in. Cast was great. The choreography was great. Everything about it was just great. Cats was just amazing, man. I don't even understand what happened. Like, during the show, I don't know what it's about, but man, it has really stuck with me. I mean, it was just, the set was gorgeous, the music was great, the ballet dancers were amazing, everything was just great about that show. And really, what else can you ask for? A bunch of folks dressed up like cats, singing, and pulling it off.
As for favorite show, that's really hard to say, but whenever I think about it, I think it was Curtains. We did that at the main stage in 2010, and it's a show about a show. And on opening night, the leading lady, who is terrible, dies right as the curtain closes. And so it's a story about a murder mystery because more people start, dying off mysteriously, and about a detective that comes in who tries to solve the murder, but he also helps the cast figure out how they're going to put the show back together, and he kind of gets involved himself. And I don't know, it's a really good show just about theater and about you know, the love of it and why we do it, and that, you know, really fast beating heart that you get whenever the curtain goes up. And yeah, it was just a lot of fun, and there were so many really great dance numbers. I absolutely love the dancing part of musicals, and I think that was probably the most dance heavy show that I've done, and it was so much fun. So yeah, that's my little Strauss Throwback Thursday, and hope to see you guys back on the stage soon.